Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Fringe. I have spent a lot of time on this channel talking about how I feel about law enforcement. And in fact, if you've joined me in some of my fun chill and chat streams, especially this week, I had a good conversation with my audience about how I can sometimes respect the good officers, that there are sometimes good police while there's bad police, and the bad should not outweigh the good, and that we should stand behind and support those who don't necessarily follow the orders of superiors, but rather follow the laws and upholding the laws as they were sworn in to do. As I show today's video, of course, there are sometimes a few bad apples that spoil the bunch, so to speak, for everybody else. And that apparently is the case with these Toronto police that I wanted to highlight today. Now, what's going in Toronto, if you followed a lot of stories we've covered, of course, there's an uprising going on in Toronto right now. Car theft is at an all-time high. Crime is at an all-time high. We can see big issues being caused across Toronto because of mass immigration with open borders. But what we're seeing here is a couple of entitled police officers that I think are worthy of putting on blast. Again, from this YouTube video. Now, the Toronto Sun covered this, but their source is MadLav Press and Canada Cop Watch. Of course, cops are scalded by a former police officer, and I'm going to show the clip, and then we're going to talk a little bit about my thoughts on the subject and why it's important to show stuff like this, and the behavior of these cops that's just absolutely absurd, because hold on to your seats for the end of the video clip, because boy, this really shows the integrity of these police officers that act entitled.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. Are you guys allowed to park in a loading zone, no parking, where everybody else gets screwed in tickets? What's that? You don't know. So if I park there, how much would my ticket be? You don't know.
I get where you're coming from. At the end of the day, like, we work 11 hours.
You know, don't cops explain to me? Don't cops explain to me?
Would you rather we park?
You guys shouldn't be doing this, okay? It looks really bad. You're brand new. You're brand new. You're right out of the college, so I want to hear from you, okay? You are. Listen, the optics are horrible for this, okay?
So one cop screwed over, I get it.
No. Would you rather us park?
Excuse me?
So would you rather us park on the sidewalk and just
No. Explain to me. Explain to me. You're on cam. Explain to me why you just said that to me. Explain why you just said it to me.
Bitter that somebody you had a bad experience, and I apologize.
And why are you saying that to me? Why would you think that? Because I'm calling you out in your. No, seriously. You guys got to learn, man. You got to respect the public a little bit more. You guys have a really bad optics.
Would you rather me park on Front Street where it's very busy?
I'd rather you park in a normal parking spot.
Okay.
Yeah, just like everybody else has to.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Parking lot. I did this.
I'm glad you find it funny. It's a green light, guys.
Yeah, have a great day. We're not talking.
It's a green light. Get going.
Bye.
It's green light. I am doing my job. I am doing my job.
I said, we're doing our job, bro.
Yeah, I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro. It's a green light. You guys just missed the whole light cycle.
Look at that. Isn't that disgusting? Like, these entitled Toronto police. It's our right to get coffee. This is one thing that's always driven me nuts about cops. Anytime you see them parking in handicap stalls or you see them parking in front of a store, I understand if it's an emergency, of course they got to do what's necessary. But a lot of the times, you know, if you've been in cities like Calgary, where all the time, I guarantee you see the cops turn on their flashing lights anytime they're at a red light because, oh, they don't have to sit there. They don't have to put up with that like the rest of the plebs of the city. They can just speed through anytime they like. This is where I have a problem with authority, and this is where I wanted to put these police on blast, because this is what tax dollars are paying for, and that's one thing that police tend to forget and tend to not remind themselves of, is that they're there on essentially citizens' dimes. Their job is to uphold the law. Now, I'm not saying a police officer can't get a coffee or a police officer can't take a break, but the younger officer, and keep in mind that this is a former police officer who was filming this, who was mistreated by these two officers, entitled officers, who felt that it's okay to park up on the curb like that. Now, in my mind, a police officer should not be able to perform any illegal action unless it's absolutely deemed necessary in order to uphold the law. Meaning speeding through lights, speeding in general, parking in certain spots because it's an emergency, they have to get somewhere quickly. I'll excuse those things. But when you're doing it because you need your Starbucks, I mean, you saw the female cop standing there with her green drink and saying, we have a right to get these things. And to tell the guy, get lost, I'm not talking to you, giving him the finger. I mean, I have never in my life seen a police officer behave like that. I've seen police officers break the law. But I've never seen somebody flip off a citizen like that. Absolutely absurd. I can't believe that this is the way Toronto police are behaving. And again, this is where, as at the beginning of the video, I said, sometimes a few rotten apples spoil the bunch, and that is the consensus here. Now, when it comes to Toronto police, if you think back to Pride Festival, or Pride Season, as it's called, we had guys like Rob Primo calling the police last year, asking, why is it that naked people are allowed to roam the streets in front of children? Why are we not doing anything about this? And of course, the police have said, well, it's Pride. We're going to let indecent exposure laws go because it's Pride. So they're going to tell people that you have to put up with naked individuals on the street in front of your children, but we can park however we like because our coffee is so important, our green drinks are so important, and we're going to flip you off if you dare get in our way. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think those police were in the right? Do you think they deserve to park where they are? And do you think that they are within the confines of being able to flip off anybody who dares question their authority? Or do you think those police officers should be fired immediately and remanded from their jobs? Give me your comments down below. Again, a little bit of a different video, but one that I thought, hey, you know what? It's still kind of political. But sometimes, you know, these viral things are good to put on the channel and good to get people away from the turmoil of politics all the time. Give me your comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment on the way out. It does help the channel. Also, if it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure as you're clicking that bar below, you also hit the bell for notifications. Join me live here on the channel each and every Friday night for Friday Night Fringe. Sometimes my wife, Mrs. Fringe, graces us with her presence in those streams, and it's always a fun conversation. I always look, in fact, to talking to each and every one of you in those live streams outside of making these videos and hearing what you have to say about what's happening in Canadian politics. I always look forward to those streams, and I look forward to seeing you hopefully this Friday night again at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central here on the channel. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.